Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I was gone all day, and got home, jumped on the computer, went to broadcast, and my man XXR25, as well as several others, messaged me forum post links, including Act 8, Chapter 4, The Darkest Dawn, and my mom's name is Dawn, D-A-W-N, literally spelled the same way, so this is a little triggering for me. Welcome to the fourth and final chapter of Marvel Contest of Champions Act 8. This chapter is intended to be the exciting conclusion, and in fairness, this is the content that I've enjoyed the most. To the adventures of Karina and her battle against the insidious organization Ouroboros. As such, we've ratcheted up some of the difficulty in the design of Chapter 4 to present a more appropriate challenge. Those words are kind of scary. Are you saying that Chapter 3 was a non-appropriate challenge? Because it felt great to me. Leave it to me to finally wreck some content and feel good about it and not have to use mini revives and they say it wasn't appropriate content. I digress. Don't worry though, we've made sure to keep the rewarding gameplay and explosive damage that everyone's come to expect from story quest fights. So ascend those champions, spend money, rank up those relics, more money, and see if you have what it takes to overcome Act 8 Chapter 4 Darkest Dawn. As mentioned in the previous release of Act 8 Chapter 3, we've reduced the scope of story quest content as outlined below. One act composed of 4 chapters. Each chapter consists of 6 quests. Chapter 4's quests are composed of 3 paths with 6 encounters per path, 3 final bosses not path dependent, 1 to 3 choice nodes found just before fighting the final bosses. Choice nodes located just before the final bosses give players the chance to swap out a non-KO'd 5 or 6 star champion for another in their roster. The freshly swapped in champion will enter the quest at full health and ready to rumble. Always love that. Summoners will find these choice nodes after the final path fight, blah, blah, blah. Quest energy cost. I also love that the quest consists of 3 paths. Love that. Average of 23 nodes per path. Each path contains 6 fights, plus the final boss fight. Also love that. That's one of the reasons why I love this content so much. It's actually achievable. Before we start talking about the new nodes in Act 8, it's important to mention the global nodes in every quest intended to empower your champions and strikers. While these may seem like a lot of effects to consider, many of these occur in the background and shouldn't be causes for concern. Adrenaline Rush, Hold the Line, Pulling rank 6 stars, Pulling rank 7 stars, Free Spirited, and then Going Berserk. Weapon nodes have been an important mechanic throughout Act 8. With players using their wits and their roster to disarm opponents and punish them with improved unarmed damage or by capturing the weapon node for themselves. Chapter 4, we'll see these desperate opponents finally fight back. When I think of Berserk nodes, I think of Weapon X, you know? Whereas unarmed and capture nodes allow players to turn the powers of quest nodes against their opponents, Berserk nodes unlock dangerous new abilities for the defender while their weapon node is disarmed or captured. Hey, I've been saying to you Paragon players, of which there are thousands, that don't have this done, if you are going to become Valiant from Act 8, Chapter 4, of which I suspect many of you will, Kabam wants to make it hard on you. They want to still get that sweet, sweet cash on the way to becoming Valiant before you become Valiant for, of course, why is it April? Because spring cleaning rewards / offers come out this month as well. Alright, make me one with everything for this final chapter in Act 8. One of the diversified challenges presented in order to really test the limits of summoner skills and roster. We've loaded up Act 8.4 with a wide variety of new effects and nodes, focusing on broader RPG demands and mechanics. Rather than constrain ourselves to specific classes, we've set up a series of nodes looking for niche mechanics to counter daunting defender threats. But don't worry, if you don't have a perfect counter, we've opened up the design of these nodes to allow for alternative mechanics to help bridge the gap. I do worry. I worry about how Kabam has said that in the past, but literally if you didn't have the perfect counter, it would cost you like 1,000 more units sometimes in fights. And so it's easy for Kabam to say, hey, it doesn't matter if you don't have all the champions, but then punish you if you don't have the best champion, especially if they're a newer champion. Like imagine if you needed, say, the Serpent on one of these nodes. How many people outside of some Valiant players or very lucky Paragon players would have a 6 or 7 star Serpent ready to use? Against the Dying of the Light, Act 8 Chapter 4, features the stunning conclusion of Karina's war against Venice, blah, blah, blah. Reduce the contest to ashes. Let's talk about rewards, please. Act 8 completion rewards. The 6-star rank up gem 3 to 4 is, dare I say, irrelevant? Like, okay, 6-star awakening gems are also irrelevant. The first 2 rewards of these are things that most players get already. Like, I'm not saying they're irrelevant as in you can't use them, but for them to be some of the top best rewards, like, these feel like more like throw-ins than the main meat of the reward sandwich, so to speak. 6-star 6 stones, 6-star nexus. I don't know anybody who's really looking for these items right now to complete an act, but okay. The 7-star shards are very, very bad. Thank God for path tiers. And then 7 tier 3 alpha, 7 tier 6 basic, that's good. Although, again, Valiant players get those very easily now. Chapter 4 exploration rewards. This is what we were expecting. Please tell me that there is a way for Valiant players. There we go. Act 8 exploration rewards. 1 7-star rank up gem 2 to 3 crystal. Oh, can you imagine the outrage if that line wasn't in there? And if all of these rewards were just 6-star rewards and 7-star rewards to rank 2? That would be like the end of the game. That would have been bad. I'm still not impressed with the 8.4 rewards themselves. I think the 7-star rank up gem is what I care about most, obviously. The 6-star rank up gems from 4 to 5 are going to be nice, but the value that they had even 6 months ago is just not the same as it is now with all the other changes that have been made for Valiant rewards. But this is so many Paragon players have fully explored all of Act 8. And by the way, you Paragon players now, until spring cleaning, though, the question's going to be, should I wait to do this and see what the spring cleaning offers are first? And yeah, I think the answer might be yes, because you're also going to be in a position where you can totally save yourself some stress if you can become Valiant without doing this exploration first. That's my advice. I think that's sort of my takeaway from this forum post. Final words. We'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who came out for the Act 8 Chapter 4 beta. I did attempt it, merrily. What's up, Elrond? I think the Act 8 completion and exploration rewards are obviously why we're excited about this. These are all I care about. The actual chapter rewards feel like they're from like the beginning of 2023, maybe. But when we talk about Act and chapters, it's all about exploration. And that's part of why Kabam has lowered the numbers of paths so much, is they want to make it more achievable than it used to be, especially Act 6. But at the same time, there's going to be some hesitation for Valiant players to rush. Because Valiant players, I don't know, the difference for me between one more 7-star from rank 2 to rank 3 is not that big of a deal. But with that being said, if I start it and it's really fun, I might knock it out. So if you're watching live, stay tuned. If not, thanks for watching.